In the previous episode, we had left Rainer and Elfie in their stricken truck, waiting for recovery back to Anchorage. Relief did eventually arrive, but that's a story that will not have a happy ending for another 56 days, and I'll let them tell that story. However, I had left and made my way to the Wrangell St. Elias National Park. My first evening was spent just outside of the park, camped by a lake. Little did I know that later that evening something would cause me to awaken around 2 a.m., and when I looked out of the window, nature presented that wonderful phenomena, the Northern Lights. My pictures are poor, and one even has my thumb over the lens of my iPhone, but the experience was nevertheless awe-inspiring. The dirt trail to the park carried some interesting warnings, which only served to heighten my excitement, because they let me know that adventure is afoot. Eventually the beautiful views from the trail subsided, and I camped at an organized campsite at the end of the trail. Unfortunately, however, the following morning I awoke to the devastating news that Her Royal Highness the Queen had died. The weather that day was going to be pretty bad, with mostly consistent rain and very low cloud across the glacier, thwarting my plans to don some crampons and set out for a glacial walk. The forecast indicated that the weather was not going to change for the next several days, so I changed my plans, walked into the town of McCarthy, and paid for a tour of the Kennecott copper mine. Given the weather forecast, the following day I decided to retrace my steps back to the main highway and then head south towards the famous town of Valdez. That evening, I camped at the location of the former town site of Valdez that was wiped out by a tidal wave in 1964. During the drive out of Valdez, I became mesmerized with the beauty of the autumn colors. Growing up in England, I have seen such colors before, but with the backdrop of the raw Alaskan landscape, the colors were nothing less than awesome. As the day was drawing to a close, I decided to find a nice free camp amongst the autumn colors I'd been admiring so much. The following day found me leaving Alaska and entering the Yukon once more. The border crossing was trouble-free, and I made my way towards a town with an ominous name, Destruction Bay, to find another free camp for the evening. And the following morning, the colors at sunrise were absolutely spectacular. And then, thanks to our Garmin InReach satellite connections, I met up once again with Patricio and Kathy for some more adventuring.
You guys trying to get level. One here. One there.
It turned out that Patricio had scoped out a plan for a trail that he wanted to do previously. So the following morning, off we went. Then Kathy prepared us a light lunch, and I decided to act more silly than normal.
Oh my God.
As the evening drew ever closer, we found our way to a location in a river wash where we could camp for the evening. This spot is just outside of Parks Canada's Kluane National Park. But adventures there, my friends, will be the story for another day.